Daniel, I'm 25. I'm a young person that uses the services in Nottingham, and we're just going to ask Councillor Mellon some questions.
The council has recently released the updated Children and Young People's Plan. Can you explain what this is?
The Children and Young People's Plan is a really important plan. What it does is try to bring together all the priorities that we have in Nottingham from the council, but also from other partners like health and the police, the voluntary sector, and anybody else working with children and young people, to say what are the really most important things that we have to do together. What are the problems we need to solve? What are the challenges that we have? And so the Children and Young People's Plan has 5 first-year priorities. One's about safeguarding children and young people, keeping them safe. One's about substance misuse. One's about keeping a healthy weight. One's about children's attainment at school, and the other one's about children's attendance at school.
There's a lot of different things you're promising to do in your plan, like promoting healthy living and reducing teenage pregnancies. How are you going to achieve all of these goals?
There's still too many young people becoming pregnant not out of choice but because of an accident, because they're not well informed, because they haven't taken precautions, and we still need to work on that more. But there is some good news that if you work together, if health and the police, if youth workers, the council, the schools are all working together, then yes, we can make a difference.
Will the budget cuts affect the things that I use in Nottingham, like leisure centres or closing down local youth centres?
I think it would be wrong of me to say that the budget cuts won't make any difference, because I think they will. And I don't agree that the cuts that the new government are making are absolutely necessary. Yes, we need to pay back the money that the country's borrowed, but we don't need to do it at such a fast rate that everyone is going to have their services cut or their jobs to go. So we will do everything we can as a council to protect the services for the people of Nottingham. So we don't want to affect leisure centres. In fact, we're building a new leisure centre, Victoria Leisure Centre in St Anne's. We don't want youth centres to close. In fact, we're developing a new youth centre, the NGY, that some of you have been involved in, I know, in the city centre, and the youth centre in Clifton at Green Lane has been done up, and the youth centre in Bestwoods at William Olds is also having some investment in it. So we would want to make sure, where we can, that things for young people particularly are there.
When will all these plans take action?
Some of those plans are already in place, but we're saying we still have more work to be done on these. So in a sense, they're ongoing.
Do you think there's going to be any jobs for us after we finish school or college?
The situation that we're in means that jobs are going to be harder to come by, and that means that we need to make sure that children and young people in Nottingham are leaving education with as good a qualifications as they possibly can get, with skills. Maybe they want to take diplomas or do apprenticeships, to go to college, to get further training, so that they are best placed for the jobs that there are. We will work very hard as a council to try and maximise the number of jobs, and there's been a lot of apprenticeships created in the last year alone for young people. But I think you're right in saying that things are going to be more difficult, but this won't last forever. There will be growth again, we believe. There will be people wanting to take on new people into the jobs. There will be businesses moving to Nottingham who will want well qualified young people.
What is the council doing to get young people into work now?
We work very closely with Connections, who work with young people in schools and colleges through from 14 through to 18. And actually we've got one of the lowest rates of what they call NEET, not in education, employment or training, records amongst any of the big cities in the country between 16 and 18-year-olds, because these connection workers work hard to get the young people onto the right course, get them into job, get them into training.
You mentioned something about the NGY My Place project. What do you think it's going to do to the territorial issues?
I think there are some territorial issues in the city, but I don't think every young person is involved in a gang that's related to the area where they live, and I think a lot of young people are not involved in that at all, and I think we could overstate that. However, some young people do feel nervous about going into other areas of the city, and what the NGY will provide is a safe place in the middle of the city, which is in nobody's territory. Nobody lives near the NGY, and it will be a youth club and lots of facilities, lots of specialist facilities there, gyms, cafe, studio, counselling advice, lots of other things will be there for young people for wherever they live in the city. If they live in the Meadows or Clifton or Bestwood or Borwell or St Anne's or wherever they live, that place will be theirs, and they'll be there as by right as being a young person in Nottingham. I'm very excited that we've got the money for that, that it hasn't been cut in the cutbacks, that the building work will start soon in the autumn, I believe, and I can't wait to be there when it opens because I think it'll be great for young people of Nottingham.
Thank you very much for your questions. We've had some very good questions, and thank you very much, Mr. Mellor, for your time.
You're very welcome. Nice to meet you.